Hello everyone, thank you so much for clicking onto my video. I hope you're having a great week. You are welcome to Discovery with Monami. Today's video, I'm going to look at domestic violence. I'll be looking at some reasons why you shouldn't find it acceptable for anybody to abuse you because you love them or because they love you or because you both choose to spend time with each other. First of all, domestic violence is very common in all communities, and we hear of so many stories about domestic violence all the time, and some of these stories are difficult to believe. I watched a video about a lady who was actually domestically abused by the husband to the extent that this lady is now in a wheelchair, and this man is now walking around living his life really with possibly abusing other women who have unfortunately fallen as victims to this man. One thing we should understand is domestic violence does not have effect on only the person who is being violated. It affects every other people around this person. So for instance, if there is a relationship and there are children involved and the man or the woman is hitting the other person or they are insulting the other person, trying to demean them or make them feel vulnerable, make them feel useless and break down their confidence. One thing people need to understand is the children who are involved in this environment are heavily affected. Statistics indicates that children who grow up in domestic violence households are to grow up to become victims, or they are going to grow up to become abusers. Why? Because that's the lifestyle they know. If you're growing up and your mother is being hit all the time and she's accepting it or she's thinking it's okay because your dad or the partner loves her, then of course as a female, you're also there's a possibility that if you are not lucky enough to move into a complete different environment where you are trained or you start to learn a different form of love, you are going to end up accepting that kind of love from the next person you meet. Domestic violence, to me, is never a sign of love. When you love somebody, you wouldn't want to hit the person, you wouldn't want to hurt the person, you wouldn't want to insult the person, you don't want to disrespect the person, you wouldn't want to demean the person. So any situation where you find yourself in where someone is abusing you and coming back with red roses and cars and taking you on holidays, which unfortunately recently, like I've there's so many things that has gone on social media platforms of prominent people, celebrity who were being abused in their relationships, and the abusers, that's their partners mainly, after they've finished whatever they'll do to them and hopefully regret it, will come back and give them cars and give them money and take them on luxury holidays to apologize. And these women felt like that's the way of showing love. They felt like the people actually are regretful. They've regretted what they are doing. They've regretted what they've done. So they stay with them, and the abuse continues until they're able to come out to say it. That's not love. Hitting somebody or making someone feel inadequate is no sign of love. So if you find yourself in that environment, you shouldn't be thinking about yourself alone. You should be thinking about the people who you are going to affect. Because if you permit yourself for someone to hit you to the point of death, which I have read quite a few articles about recently, about women who have died because of domestic violence, men who have been injured in so many ridiculous ways because due to the domestic violence. You should understand, you being abused is hurting everyone else around you. People can act remorseful after they have abused you because they want you to feel like they didn't mean it. But remember, once the person has done it twice and you forgave and you stuck with them, there's a higher chance of them doing it again. Today maybe is just a little mark you got on your arm. The next time you might lose a tooth, or you could go blind, or in even worse scenarios, people die from these things. It's no joke. people die from these things. I wouldn't say I've been around a household of domestic violence. I have never really experienced that. Maybe some form of like emotional abuse, because African household, there's quite a level of emotional abuse that actually happens. So I'll say that, but when it comes to physical violence, I've never really been around an environment like that. But based on what based on the little research I've done, I've come to understand that people who abuse once, who touches you once, disrespect you once, are likely going to do it again to you or to another person. So him buying you flowers and cars, or her taking you on holidays, or her cooking you meal after she has insulted you from the head to toe, after she has made you financially crippled, after she had hurt your emotions, your feelings, and made you feel like you're nobody, does not mean the person is going to change, does not mean they are not going to do it again. And if you accept that gift and stay, there's always going to be another day that you will offend that person, because we are human. It's easy for us to offend each other. And when you're around people you love, those are the people that you even offend the most, because you know so much about these people, this person, that you know exactly what to say to hit the button. And you might find yourself in a situation where you will say what will trigger that emotion in them, and the person might react towards you the same way again, and this time you don't know where it's going to end. And once you're staying, think of the effect, the pain, the emotional abuse that your children are also going through. Because no child wants to see their mom, their dad, their sibling, no child wants to see their family or someone they love hurt or broken. Your strength as a parent, your strength as an elder, your strength as a sibling is what makes the other people around you stronger. So if you are falling a victim of abuse, it's important for you to give yourself space, draw yourself away from this person, and analyze the environment you are in to see what best way you can fix yourself. Think of yourself. You have to set an example to your children, so they will be able to identify what they should accept for themselves and what they should not accept. If as a father you feel you make your son see that it's okay to hit on a woman, that son is going to grow up to think he has the authority to hit on a woman, and that is not acceptable. The training, they say charity begins from home. What every child is learning from home is what that child is going to grow up with. And now when you talk about domestic abuse, especially women, I'm a woman, so of course I speak for every human race, but most importantly I speak for women. And the abusers are usually the breadwinners of the family. So where am I going to stay? How am I going to look after my children and things like that? But what use will you be if you die? Whenever I'm going through any negative situation where I start to feel like I'm going to endure this negativity, right? One question I always ask myself is, how long will I be able to endure it for? If it's not forever, then it's not worth it. It's better for you to cut any negativity off now than to wait 5 years along the line before you cut it off. Because the damage you will make today is likely to be less than the damage it will make after 5 years. Putting your family through that hardship, that trauma for 1 year, it's 1 year. You can heal quicker. But for 5 years, you might not survive it. Your children might not survive it emotionally. The person, the abuser, who might even be doing this because they are having their own mental stress, or they are having mental health issues, or they are having their own emotional problems which they need help with, might end up in prison. They might end up hurting themselves by hurting you. They might end up causing harm to themselves. So in a lot of situations, saying, you know what, I won't take this, I'm done with this, I'm through with this, and I'm moving on with my life, so fix yourself and go get your help, is sometimes the best it's always the best response for you and the abuser. There are so many government agencies out there that helps people with domestic abuse. Even if you live in a country where maybe those opportunities are not available, you've got families. It's better to make that change today than to sit there and lose yourself or lose your life because somebody couldn't control their temper. Domestic violence is a big problem, and because of social media, there's so much information we see every day, so many videos of men and women beating each other. You need to be aware of the effect you're having on the person. If you're out there and you're going through domestic violence, I might not understand exactly what you're going through. I might not see the difficulties that all of this is bringing to you. I might not see the difficulty in the change that you can make. I might not see how hard it would be for you to pick your bag, to take your children and dash off and go. I might not know because I haven't been in it before. But based on what I have learned, it's important to find the strength in you, because it doesn't matter how broken you are, there is always a strength in you that you can always tap into. Find that strength and say to yourself that you are not taking it. This is not you. This is not what you deserve. Because when you give someone love, you deserve love back. Finding people who can give you advice. Too many boys and girls out here who think it's okay to abuse people because they grew up seeing this form of abuse. So domestic violence is never acceptable. Whichever form it comes in, it's never acceptable. So find the right sources and find the right help for yourself. Find the right help for yourself, and don't say it's love, because it's never love. It's not love. If the person really loves you, after they've gone, they'll fix themselves and they'll come and treat you better. So there's just a little video to everyone out there that we need to do better for ourselves, because the experiences we are putting up with is affecting so many young people, and these young people are the future of our world. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. When you subscribe, press the bell looking button. It's the notification button, and all my videos will come directly to you when they are posted. Comment down below, leave comments in the comment section. You can press the like button. Share my videos because they might help somebody. Remember, you are discovering with Monami. Thank you.